So, my dear Sagittarius, you are getting a second time the sun in Cancer. And when you get the second time the sun in Cancer, it means that Cancer is really wanting to tell you something. Cancer is the seventh major arcana, is ruled by the moon, and the moon is in your sign right now. So you are really gonna feel the emotional intelligence or the authentic side deep within you that you can show no matter what. So here are your feelings and your subconscious, right, that are really pushing you to have a look at where is your emotional intelligence, where is your emotional success. So this is giving the light to the moon, which is in your sign, right? And here in the Medicine Woman Tarot, you are the blending of the two cups. So Temperance is a very beautiful energy, but also very intense because you are fire and here comes water. And she is the Queen of Cups. She is water and water. You are the Knight of Wands. You are fire and fire. And so there is two very strong energies coming together and marking really how can we really blend the masculine and the feminine here, which usually doesn't blend, right? And so that 14th major arcana, we have the 10 inside, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and that's Jupiter. And Jupiter is ruling you. And so Jupiter is that expansion, is that grandeur, is that I want to go out and I am actually the adventurer, right? I am the one that seeks whatever novelty there is, right? And so here through the 10, you're constantly reminded to renew or to relive this very moment again and again in a new way. The 4 in the 14 is then the 4 elements or the Emperor. And the Emperor is Aries, is that new way of thinking. Calculated together, we get the 5. So the 5 and the 7 is the 12. The 12 turns into the Hanged Man, but could also be the 12th zodiac sign, which is Pisces. You are the 9th zodiac sign, and as such you are the eagle here in this deck, right? Is your birthday between November 13 and December 11, then this is your court card. If not, you can look in the description below. There you can see the exact dates for the court cards. So maybe you want to look then in the reading before or after. So you are here through the 9th zodiac sign, connected with the completion, connected with also the philosophy, the 9th house, right, of learning and believing in what you're doing has value and it's explosive. Because I mean, water is the one element that can really take out a fire, and fire is the one element that can make water evaporate, right? And so it's really interesting when we consider that it's water and water, fire and fire right now that's coming together. So in the 12 lies also the Wheel of Fortune, and the 2, the High Priestess, the 3 stays, which is the Empress, which is Venus. And so Venus brings you beauty and love if you are able to unite the energies here. The yoga position for Cancer is Asana, the high lounge. We are going out there and we are searching for the love, right? The Holy Grail. And you got Paschimottanasana, the forward bend, where you deep within find your own angelic nature. And in that angelic nature, you recognize that you are huge, right? That you are, like I said, a guardian angel, that you are here, this beautiful creature that is blending constantly. The 2 of Cups here. So this just today to the sun and the moon, which exists only once a year, but if we include all the other planets, this moment exists really only once in your life. In the Medicine Woman Tarot, the Chariot is the warrior. And so as a warrior, right, we put on here a metal suit so that we can go out and fight for the most holiest fight, which is love. But in the end, it should actually not be a fight. It should actually be a protection. And that's what usually Native Indians do. They train their warriors not to go for war, not to search for war, but to protect, right? And that's where we want to look at when we see the number 7, the crown chakra. So the Sagittarius energy is the one that wants to discover the world, right? And you see the arrow is going actually out to the right, but if we become the arrow goes to the left. And you are, like I said, connected with the 9th house of learning and believing. So in your last reading, where you had Cancer Sun giving Sagittarius Moon the light, so you get it a second time, the message was learn to be you no matter what, no matter the outcome. And so really important that you learn to be you, and that's where the authentic side comes in, right? To be authentic. And this is what Cancer can bring you, to be authentic, to be who you want to be, and show that to the world is here the message, right? Because Cancer is the one that takes care of the others, because Cancer is the 4th house of home and family. And as such, she protects. And we're going to look at the reading, what Cancer is wanting to tell you one more time. We begin with the Court card, which is the eagle, the flyers, or the totem of pipes, right? And here comes 15, the devil, Capricorn. So maybe there's a Capricorn in your life, maybe you are attached to something, maybe you are cut off from source, and for some reason you cannot fly anymore. Now, the interesting thing is that the 15 is the Wheel of Fortune inside, and the 5, the Hierophant, or the High Priest, which is connected with Taurus. And so here comes a spiritual message, a strong spiritual message, but also the 5 elements, right, or the 5 senses that bind us to this dimension. So the Wheel of Fortune inside is, of course, connecting you to Jupiter. Jupiter, the one that says, well, I want to be big, I want to be great, I want to have adventure. And the interesting part here is when we calculate together, we get a 6. The 9 and the 6 again is a 15. So there is a very clear message that something is not functioning, that something is making you believe that right now the trickster, which is the devil, right, he is giving you the feeling that you need to hold on to something that you don't need. And so the 6 in the end is left. 6 is Gemini, the lovers, and that's when you had your full moon, right, in the reading before the last one. So remember, Gemini, or the 6 here as a healing, is actually here in your card, the 2 cups, is the lovers, is the exchanging of the masculine and feminine. And so remember that when you get attached here, and the 6, right, appears when we combine and understand the 10 and the 5, or then the 5 and the 1, the 6 is the third eye, and that's where the liberation is, that's where the eagle is, right? And this is important for you to really understand. So then from here we go and look at the High Priestess, because the High Priestess is the moon, and the moon is coming and letting you know that you need to look deeper within. And here comes the Page of Pentacles, and the pages are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So Capricorn is here, and it's interesting because she's looking over here. Now in your deck, the High Priestess is the seeker. She is the moon. She is the intuition. She is the one that decides between black and white, and that's why I gave the High Priestess the deck of the Hermetic Tarot, a very old deck, a very important deck. What's interesting, she looks over here, and maybe here Aries or the ram. Yeah, the ram, right? It looks like a ram, but it could also be Capricorn, the horns of a Capricorn. But what's interesting is she looks into the trickster, and it's almost like she knows what's going on here. She's like, something here in the childhood of you in the material world was not connected, because the 2 and the 3 is the 5. You were attached to the 5 senses. You were attached to certain energies, maybe even to a Taurus, right? Because the 5 is the Hierophant. And so the 5 is talking here. What is bringing the Thoth Tarot, which rules Cancer, because Cancer is also ruled by the moon? We have the 3 of Swords. Now what's really interesting here is that the 3 of Swords is, of course, a very deep pain, a pain where we actually feel even the pain of the world, and it's something that is in your head. It's not that this pain is actually happening right now. It's in your head, right? Because it's Swords. So here is Saturn in Libra, and Saturn is the world, and Capricorn gets ruled by Saturn. And so maybe the planet Saturn is creating a certain pain within the way you look at things. And so we have a 3-3 portal here, and the 33 in the Secret Brotherhood is actually the master that appears. So sometimes through very strong painful situations, we learn, we grow, and we realize how attached we are. So here the 33, I leave it as a portal, but it would be the 6, and here the 6, right? So it's kind of like a 6-6. But here with the 2 we get an 8, and the 8 is the strength to recognize the lesson, recognize the teaching here. What is the Mother Piece Tarot saying? It's the High Priestess reversed. And when the High Priestess comes reversed, it's usually a sign that you are not seeking, that you are attached. And in that attachment, you see that here's a 22, right? 2-2. It's the High Priestess, it's reverse, and a 3-3. So something is very strongly affecting you. You get the 22, you get the 33, you get 2 portals on the position of the High Priestess, on the connection to the moon. And the moon is almost wanting to tell you something here, very important. It's like there are feelings that need to be looked at. There are energies that are not being, happening, because sometimes earth signs can be a little bit cold, because that's the attribute. You fire, right? And earth is cold, is not fiery. It's a cold element. And so you see that the High Priestess in reverse is literally saying, yeah, something you're not trusting here, because she's sitting here between the 2 towers, and she is opening her legs, and she is like working on herself, on her intuition. And it's powerful, right? The High Priestess. So the subconscious is literally saying, look deeper, go deeper, because you just had your full moon, and now you're going back to your new moon, and that's why we're going to the left. When I read to the left, that's intuitive, that's back to the new moon. When I read to the right, that's logical, back to the full moon. And so when you look at the card and she looks to the left, people think, oh, well, she looks into the past. No, she is actually connecting to her intuition. She's connecting to her inner side, her feminine side. And when I become the card, right, because when I look at it, yeah, she looks to the left, but when I become the card and I look down, she looks actually to the right, right? So it's two ways. A card is always two ways. The way I look at it from the outside or the way I become it. And so the 22 is really important to understand that you want to be creative. You can become a master, but you need to overcome something here out of your childhood, out of like some attachment that is really deeply blocking you to evolve, blocking you to grow, because your intuition is the help from your spiritual side. Then comes here on the position of Temperance, the Oracle of Mystical Healing. Comes here the gift, the number 23. The 23, there is the 20 inside and the 2, right, which is the High Priestess, but the 20 is Pluto. And Pluto is going quickly back into Capricorn. Right now, Pluto is in Aquarius. And from September on, it's going to go into Capricorn. And it's going to play with us tricks, right? Because then at the end of November, it's going for good for 20 years into Aquarius. And so the 3, the Empress, is bringing you here the gift, a gift of a love, of a very specific love, because we see here a swan and we see here this woman with a very interesting hair, and she's holding a gift, and you see the heart shape here, right? So the 23 becomes the 5, and here the 14 is the 5, so you have a 5-5 portal. So you have 22, you have 33, and now you have 5-5. As soon as there's a portal, it's a sign, right, from your spirit. It's a sign from your soul that is saying, accept this gift, however difficult this gift is, right? Because sometimes gifts are not always happy, making you happy, right? Certain gifts are learning gifts, and so you need to look at that. Now your deck is bringing the 5 of Errors. And the 5 of Errors, right, with the 3 of Swords, here this is Venus in Aquarius. And Aquarius, like I said, right, Pluto is going to be for 20 years in Aquarius, but it's going to go for 2 months back into Capricorn. So maybe you just need to watch what's going on here. You need to observe and really be clear. So you have 5 and 3 swords, 8 swords, and the 8 again is the strength that we need to overcome these gifts, these difficulties, because the Dalai Lama said there are no problems, there are just gifts in this world, right, that we can work with. And so the 5 of Swords creates here with the gift a 5-5-5 portal. So now you have 3 times the 5. That's powerful, right? And there's a 5 in the 15. So observe what the 5 is wanting to tell you, because the 5 is the 5th chakra, is the communication, is talking about it. And here it's in your mind that you need to share whatever you have with others, because once you share with others what you have, you are not ever again putting them down, right? Because the 5 of Errors here, Venus in Aquarius, is quarreling, right? It's like Venus is the planet of beauty, and there is the 3 here, there is Venus here, there is a beauty, but for some reason you cannot see that beauty. You are actually nagging about this picture. It's a kind of like, what the heck is going on here? This is really ridiculous, and blah 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 blah. And so you are not seeing this for what it could be, right? It's kind of like, well, you know, we sometimes make problems out of things that are, we don't even have to really like comment about it. It's like the world brings so many different people into existence that it's what the variety is, what creates diversity, what creates, everybody can do what they can be doing, but just don't attach people to a belief system. And so here in this 5, learn to not be attacking anything that maybe is a gift, right? Maybe you see it as a problem and it's actually a gift. So what's coming here from the Mother Peace Tarot? It's the Priestess of Cups reverse, and the Priestess of Cups, that's Cancer. That's water and water. So here comes not only the major arcana, right, with here your major arcana, but also the court card with the court card of Cancer. And it's really interesting. It's reverse, and when something is reverse, it means that it's not flowing. It's not wanting to bring you a healing. Because when you look at this card, it's very interesting. She sits here in the water, and she has here this dolphin, and she has other creatures. She herself becomes actually also a water nymph, something like that, right? And it's very interesting because it's reverse. I'm gonna quickly have a look what reverse means, because these cards, because they're round, they bring very clear messages. And the Priestess of Cups, the priestess, part human and part fish, very interesting, right, is joined by a whale and other sea creatures to commune under a full moon. Now in reverse, it's saying she's feeling lost and lonely. Perhaps she is trying to pull people in to take care of her, as there is a tendency to manipulate and feel extremely needy. She's having trouble knowing what to expect from others and what she needs to do herself. So it's clear that something here is literally not healing, or you not accepting the healing here, because she's the 4th zodiac sign. We have a 555, right? 555 and the 4. So the 4, again, the 4 elements, which is in your card, right? The Emperor. Maybe you need to learn to accept something, that you have to release something so that you can heal. And this is why here, if I calculate the 6 and the 4, we get a 10. Then you start a new cycle, and the 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, right, which is Jupiter. So watch, observe. I keep saying it, watch, observe, right, because I can only explain you the cards, but you can fill in the story. Then comes the Moon, and the Moon is bringing you through the grandmothers, right, because they are the ones that plant the seeds in your head. The first breath, the beginner's mind, the 21, which is the world, which is Saturn, and Saturn rules here Capricorn. And Saturn as a first breath, as a beginner mind, it's almost like saying, learn to heal in your sleep, learn to heal you, and you heal the world, because there's again a 20. You had a 20 here in the gift, right? And again, the 20 is Pluto. Pluto is connected with Scorpio, and Pluto is actually the mystery and also secrets. So learn the secrets through your dream world, to observe what is talking, and you maybe want to learn to become new, to become a beginner, to start to breathe new. because the 18 is a 9, right? When we calculate together, the 9 and the 3 is the 12, and the 12 is again the hangman, or the 12th zodiac sign, Pisces, which came here, a woman part human part fish, reverse. And we did have the number 12 before, right? And so understand again that you have learned very clearly that it's always within you where you can start a healing. And so even in your dreams, you can heal the world. Then I wanted to see what your deck is bringing, and it's the 10 of Arrows. And the 10 of Arrows is like Sun in Gemini. That's when you had your full moon. So something closed there as a circle, because I mean the 10 of Arrows is very intense, and a very intense moment. But here in this deck you see the solution. Come together with other people and heal the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords, 5 of Swords, and 3 of Swords. You have 18 swords. That's the moon. That's the moon telling you something important here. In your dreams, you can heal here Saturn. Saturn, which rules Capricorn, which makes the devil become a trickster. And so I think something is talking here very clearly. And the 18 turns into a 9, and you are the 9th zodiac sign. So believe, trust in the learning, and that you can heal yourself as a 9th house, right? That's your power. Don't waste it. So the 10 and the 3 is the 13, which is Scorpio, which is death. There is a death, there is a transformation that is coming to you through the moon, and learning through the sun, through Cancer, to heal something that's really not working, to heal something that is not in your intuition, because here the High Priestess, which is ruled by the moon, right, is reversed, and now Cancer, the Queen of Cups, is reversed, is literally saying the same thing. And what is bringing the Mother Peace Tarot? The Fool is coming, also reversed, to the left. So the Fool is saying, I'm just going to put this down for a moment. The Fool is saying, observe the 10 of Swords. Because the 10 of Swords, there's a 0 inside. So here comes the 0 of the Fool, a new beginning. And the Fool is Uranus. And Uranus is the planet that is the revolution. It's the planet of Aquarius. And so remember that we had Pluto going quickly into Capricorn for 2 months, and then it's going into Aquarius. And so here comes Uranus as the planet that is actually letting you know something is shifting here deep in your subconscious. Something is actually healing. And in this healing, you are seeing that you can do it. You can do whatever it is you need to be doing, because the 13 turns into a 4. The 9 gives itself up, and there's a 0. So there's a 4 left. It's the 4 in your card, the 14, the 4 elements. Right? So we go down from 5 elements here to 4 elements. So maybe you are noticing a healing in one of the elements. And the 4, the Emperor, then you can rule. Then you can actually maybe overcome here the attachment to the devil, to the money, to certain energies that are simply connected with all the 5 elements. Then comes the Sun. And the Sun is bringing you here in this deck, the rebirth. It's a very beautiful card. She's the 19, and the sun is a dwarf star, and the 19 is the 10, the wheel of fortune, and the 9, the hermit, but also the 9 as the 9th zodiac sign. So you're in here and you fly high. You go highest up to the sun as an eagle, and you get here the hearth, the comfort, the home, the number 11. Now you have 11, you had 22, you have 33, and you had 3 times the 5. So you have quite some messages coming. The 10 and the 11 makes 3 times the 1. And 3 times the 1, you're learning to understand that the one and only energy is always the triangle perspective from high up here, right? When we have a triangle down here, the duality are playing, and you have here within the 2 eyes, you have the 3rd eye, and this is the holy triangle is right here. So you see that the 9 is talking, right? And that you have 3 times the 1 as the empowerment that begins in the healing yourself. And so 3 times the 1, you understand the message of the triangle. What is Cancer saying to this? Because the sun is in Cancer, the Knight of Swords is coming here. And the Knight of Swords is Gemini. And Gemini is your opposite sign. You can learn a lot from Gemini. Gemini is important to integrate. And Gemini, as the Knight of Swords, is the one that knows how to deal with 18 swords, with 18 thoughts that are tormenting you, that are pushing you, that are making that you are really a little lost, right? And the 18 again is the 9, and the 9 is connected to you. So those 18 thoughts are your thoughts. And so here the 3rd zodiac sign is bringing another 3 to the 3 of Swords. So Gemini can help you. And here the Princess of Pentacles. So there's a 3, 3, 3, 3 times the 3. And 3 times the 3 we have the power. But you actually have 4 times the 3 with the 21. And when I calculate the 14 plus the 7, we get the 21 here as well, the world. It's important that we heal ourselves and we work with love so that we can heal the world. And this is what Cancer is telling you now a second time. Heal, 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 heal. Heal, 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 right? Allow the gift of healing to come to you. 3 times the 5, very clear. So the 3 is letting you know that the sun is the 10 and the 3 again is the 13, and that's always death. That is always a transformation. It's a very important transformation that you need to go through, otherwise it wouldn't come up twice. And it's important because the 4 is left, and the 4 is the Emperor that is in your card. So you become really empowered through healing this, and he can help you. Gemini can help you to heal all those mental problems that you actually think you have, but you don't have them because they're all just in your head, right? So observe that. Then what is bringing the Mother Piece? Tarot is the 8 of Wands. The 8 of Wands, and that's Mercury in Sagittarius, and it's actually facing the left. And to the left, it means you are now needing to accept the path to go within. You had your full moon, and now you go back to your new moon. That is very empowering. That's where you plant your seed. And planting a seed is planting an idea. And you just have to do it. And she's shooting the arrow down. Look at that, because it's turned. So the arrows do not go to the left. The arrows come down like the ray of the sun, like a rebirth. And it's almost like, yes, you're taking action to do that. The 8, remember we had the 8 before. The 8 came on the High Priestess, right, with the when I calculate the Three of Swords and the Princess of Pentacles together, that was a 6, and then the 2 of the High Priestess is an 8. But I don't want to do that because we had a 22 and a 33 on the High Priestess. And that's really important for you to recognize. You can be reborn because you also had the Fool, even though it's reverse. It's kind of like saying, well, you're not accepting this new path away from Sun in Gemini. It's done. It's finished. That time is finished. Now you go back into you. And you need to accept that. Because the 10 and the 3 is the 13. And the 13 plus the 8 is again the 21. And the 21 is the first breath, is that beginner's mind to start things new. And in that beginner's mind, you learning to discern, and then the 3 appears. The 3 that is saying, well, Venus and love prevails anything. And that's what actually Cancer is saying. Here is the Holy Grail. Here is the magic. Here is the 7th chakra. Here is your real crown chakra. And so learn to arrive there. Learn to see that now here this guardian angel is shooting his arrow down on earth. It's almost like your guardian angel is shooting down energy so that you can awaken, so that you can feel at home again, so that you can get help from Gemini to help you to overcome something quite intense, something quite strong, right, that is attacking you. Because I mean, you know, it's the 15. The 15, when you turn it into a 6, then it becomes a 15 again. It's double the devil here, but then the 6 is left, and the 6 again is Gemini, right? Gemini, Sun in Gemini, it's over. You're learning something, and it's a gift. You have to just see it the right way, then it's a gift. And when you understand the gift, then you also understand the trickster that brought you that gift, and you accepted it. I hope I see you in the next reading. That's when we get the Sun in Leo, and Leo is empowerment, is the number 8. Leo is also fun, enjoying. The summer begins, right? Until then, I thank you so much for being with me. Namaste.